So you guys know how I have that shit fetish, right? Dude, I just found this girl on Craigslist. Awesome. 2 weeks ago, I told her not to take a shit for 2 weeks, right? So I just met up with her. I didn't jerk off for 3 weeks waiting for this. So I go there, I'm like, I'm so ready. Just getting all my lube on, I'm ready there. I'm just riding in her asshole, right? I'm just taking it. I'm like, yes. And I just felt like a volcano. It was just bubbling. And I'm like, shit, this is gonna burst. So I jump out of the way. I hit her in the face with my cum, right? She starts shitting out of her ass. It's hitting the wall. The wall's like 20 feet away, right?
What the
It's
fuck?
just smearing all over the wall. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I was not expecting this. So I'm like, I can make something out of this. So I ran over to the wall, I grabbed some, stuck it in my hand, walked over to her, shoved it in their mouth, right? Now I've still got this throbbing heart, like all this shit everywhere. I just love shit. So she's chewing on her shit with some of the semen that was on her face. So just taking my dick, I just whack her in the back of the head. She's not expecting. She just spits everywhere, and I'm just like, "What is this?" It was awesome, dude. You have to see it. I've got a video of it. You have to see this. It's just
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's just really the most disgusting thing I've ever heard of in my life. I don't know where do you develop a shit fetish from. I don't even think that's legal to have on the internet. I don't know. See,
What the fuck?
dude. You know I used to work in the sewage department, right? And like I was there, and this is where it all started. This is where I got this idea from. I was with this girl there, and you know, big ass titties, just had her over the rail. I'm just taking her from behind. Like, no, I wasn't in her ass at this point. But we're at the sewage department. We're over all the shit, the river of shit. So I'm fucking her, right? And she's all into it. She's about to come. She just like jumps and she falls into this shit. Now I'm not gonna let myself go unsatisfied for the rest of the night. So I went in there. I pulled her out of this shit. Now, no, this girl was disgustingly shitty, right? But she still had the largest tits I've ever had. So I shoved her tits together, started fucking the shit, no pun intended, fucking the shit out of her boobs. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a big one. So I just blow all over her face. It's so powerful. The shit is blown off of her face. What? It was. I'm getting hard just thinking about
What the fuck?
she fell into shit, and you pulled her out of shit. That's fuck. I just don't know how to comprehend. You blew her shit away with your sperm. That's just. How did you do that? Would you jizz the shit off her face?
Did you just take your shirt off?
What shirt?
I tried this one thing. Okay, this is the goal of it, right? You eat anything that will make you constipated, right? You have to be as constipated as you can, sit down on the toilet, and you have to give a girl give you a blowjob while you try to take the shit, right? And you race yourself. You see whether you can make the shit last longer or whether you can last longer. So, like, I was on this toilet for a while. It was like a 2-hour blowjob, right? So I'm there, I'm trying to like push this shit out. It's hard. It's like I had so much fiber, so much bran that it felt like sandpaper coming out my ass, right? It smelled horrible. So this rank piece of shit is sitting in this toilet, like just coming out like inch by inch over the hour. Like my ass is hurting at this point too. But I don't care because I'm just racing myself and like I'm just holding this off as long as I can. And like this girl, because like she's getting like in her throat and everything, but like the smell is like making her gag on my dick, and so she starts dry heaving on my dick, right? But I'm not gonna let her stop. I'm not that nice of a person. So she's dry heaving. I don't know if anyone's ever dry heaved on your dick. It feels really good. She's about to come.
What the fuck?
And to answer your question, no one's ever dry heaved on my dick. No one's ever going to dry heave on my dick. It's fucking I almost just dry heaved from listening to that story. I just don't understand how you can take a shit at the same time as having a woman suck your dick, because those are two specifically different things. You're either taking a shit or you're having your dick sucked. You don't those are two things you're not supposed to combine. Milk, cereal, peanut butter, jelly, blowjob shit never comes together like that. You just don't do that ever. And you've just violated a cardinal rule of the law of humanity.
This other time, I was ready for this girl, right? I took a shit a week in advance, a nice long, thick piece of shit. I picked it up and I put it in the freezer, right? Like I didn't like just pick it up because I don't like my own shit. I'm not like that. I like other people's shit. I don't like my own shit. So I pick up this shit and I put it in the freezer, right? So I let this thing freeze for like a week. So it's just like this hunk of frozen shit. I bring this girl back. She's a little drunk, so it makes it a lot easier to coerce her into doing this stuff with me. All this shit-flavored activity, as I like to call it. I take her up into my bedroom. I take some saran wrap. I saran wrap her face, right? Give her a couple nose holes so she can breathe. So I sit down and I just plop out this giant shit onto her face. It's all warm. She can feel it. She's like, oh, it's so warm. But I'm like, yo, fuck you, bitch. Let me do this. So I shit on her face in the saran wrap, so she doesn't have shitty eyes. She can still see, and she watches the shit come on my ass onto her face, right? So as she's basking in the glow of my warm shit on her face. No, it was a little soft because I had some spicy food that day. I go downstairs to the freezer and I take this shit that's frozen in the freezer, right? And I bring it up to her, and I'm like, "Baby, you ready for this?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." So I take this shit and I use it like a dildo, and I start dildoing her, except it's a piece of shit. So it's shitto, I guess. So I start shittoing this girl hard, and like it's a race. You need to see whether you can make her come before your piece of shit melts. So I started shittoing this girl, and I'm really having at her, and she's kind of getting into it. Like she was a little hesitant at first because it's a shit dildo. But I just start shittoing her. She's going off, and she's like, ah! So I continue to shit on this, but it gets softer and softer. Eventually, it's like pudding. And I haven't made her come yet. So I'm like, you know what? I'll take one for the team. I don't get up on my own shit, but I will use my own shit as lubricant for her. So then I go inside of her, right? And there's like there's all this like, juices and shit and cum just mixing in this girl. And it's just like this extremely weird concoction. Then the dog comes in. I don't know why. This dog eats his own shit. This dog comes in, starts eating my shit inside of her. So I'm just like, what the fuck? This is getting too crazy for me. So I leave, right? I start driving home. I'm like, no, I can't let this go. I created this, I can end this. So I go back up there. You know what she's doing? She went outside into the yard. She took a piece of dog shit. I got this girl shit crazy. She took a piece of dog shit, shoved it into the dog's asshole again, and made it re-poop it. Then she's using this.
You guys want to get a pizza?
Yeah, let's go get a pizza.
Voice was too high.
Whoa, oh, oh.